In this video, I'm going to give you a quick tour of our editor, all the options, the tools, and the library of widgets you have available to create amazing campaigns. Right now we're on the dashboard, and before we get into the editor, there are a couple of things I want to show you here. The first one is that if you manage more than one page on Facebook or you manage several pages, you have this drop-down menu at the top where you can switch between those pages. This menu to the left shows you all the tabs that are currently live on your page. And at the top, you have a create new button so you can start a new one. And lastly, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you're going to find a new section called Unpublished Tabs. And this is basically all the tabs that you are probably working on at the moment, but you have not yet published to Facebook. Alright, let's go into the editor now. And to get started, I'm going to use this Hobbit campaign as an example, which is a quiz contest. So I'm going to click on it, and this is going to display this quick menu with a few options. And for now, we need to edit. This is going to take us right inside the editor. The first thing you're going to see when you land inside the editor is this setup and info page with a few things you need to configure for your campaign. And we'll get back to this. But first, I want to show you this menu at the top of the screen, which allows you to navigate through the different sections of your campaign. And depending on what type of campaign you're creating, these are going to change. As we said at the beginning, we're using a quiz contest as an example in this video. So let's take a look at the setup and info canvas for that quiz contest. And as you can see here, you have information that you can configure for your campaign, where the contest begins and ends, the number of winners, the prizes, and you can set up everything about your quiz. I'm not gonna get into this right now, but you can specify the number of questions, the time limit for each answer, if you wanna enable the referral bonuses, and you can set up all the questions, answers, the right answers that you want into your quiz. So let's keep navigating through the rest of the canvas menu just so you can see where the rest of the content is. The next canvas is the quiz. So this is the actual content for the quiz. As you can see here, you can navigate through the different sections. The entrance, the quiz, which are the actual questions, and the results when the user finishes playing. Then you have the results, and this is visible to your participants, and they can see what position they have compared to other participants. Then you have the rules canvas, and this is basically where you can add whatever rules you have for this specific campaign, or if you have any legal text or anything you can add here. And the last one is the canvas for the collected data. So in case you're doing any type of lead generation, in this case we are, because this is a quiz contest. So you have this dashboard where you can see all the data you're collecting for participants, and you actually have the option to download it, and we have a few options here for CSV files, Excel, and all that stuff. And that's how the canvas menu works. Now let's talk about the widget library, and for that let's start a new campaign. For this example, I created a custom tab, and as you can see, this is basically a blank canvas, which gives me the power to create whatever I want with my campaign using the library of widgets we have right here at the top. So let's explore some of these options. The first thing you need to know is we have separated our widgets in 4 different libraries: basic, multimedia, social, and tools. So basic, you're gonna get text, pictures, and galleries. Multimedia, you're gonna be able to embed media like a YouTube video or a channel, Vimeo, SoundCloud files. Then under social, you have all kinds of social elements like the like button or Instagram feeds or share buttons, the Facebook like button or tweets, Google +1 button. And then under tools, you have other options like bringing in an iframes, or you can write a little bit of HTML, Google Maps, you can create your own buttons with links, countdowns, like reveals, custom forms, and integrations with other apps like MailChimp or Aweber. So let's take a couple of these widgets for a spin. Under basic, if you want to import an image, all you have to do is click here and you get a box, and it's as easy as grabbing any picture from your desktop and dropping it inside. We can add some text by clicking on the edit button. Add a paragraph and move elements around to create our design. Reshape them to create a better layout. And as you are bringing in more content and you are designing the look and feel of your campaign, you can always click on preview to see exactly how this is going to look on Facebook. Now, this doesn't look very good, does it? Well, we can change that. So now I want you to look at the toolbox you get on the right sidebar. When I select any of the elements in my canvas, you are going to get this set of toolbox depending on what kind of widget you're playing with. In this case, since this is a text, I'm going to get options like changing the font, changing the size of the font. I can change the color. And I can move to other elements. Let's make some changes to our headline. So we'll change the size of the font to 32 and we'll make it bold. So this set of tools is going to change depending on the type of widget we're playing with. This is for a text widget, but if we move to this image, you'll see that now you have options like adding a link to this image or cropping it. And if you drop down the style options, you can change the background, the border, you can add some padding or a shadow, or you can actually change the opacity of that image. Alright, but let's do something a little more exciting now. How about embedding a YouTube video? That sounds a little more complicated. Let's see. Let's go to the multimedia drop down menu here, and we're gonna click on YouTube. And we get exactly the same type of box as before. And on this one, we're simply going to add the URL for the video we want. And we're going to click on set. Alright, but we need to work on this. This is not aligned. It's probably too small. You can't even see Snoop Dogg's head right there. So we're going to make some changes here to change the layout and the size and the positioning. So first, let's get rid of this image. So I'm just going to click here and confirm delete. And I'm going to move this text down. I'm going to move my video, and it's as simple as that. And I can align it to center of the page right there. And if I want to change the size of this video, I can simply come here and adjust it. Align it again, and that's it. Now I can move my text so it can be aligned to. I'm aligning it to the left. I can drop the canvas a little bit, and I can make it align on the other side too. Let's move our headline too. And we can center this if we want. What else can I add? Let's see under the social widgets. We can go for a like button, which is very important, and we can move it here to the bottom. And we can also go with something like Facebook comments. Again, all these widgets are ready to go, drag and drop, and you can simply position them wherever you want, and they are completely functional from the moment you do. So let's take a look at the preview. And as you can see, we have our video, we have our text, and we have our like button and our comment box ready to go. A couple of other things I want to mention here on the editor is some of the controls you see around it. For example, right here at the top we have undo, redo, cut, copy, and paste. So if you have one of the elements that you want to duplicate, you simply select it, you copy, and you paste it. As you can see right here, let's just delete it. You also can change the background, and you have a couple of options. You can upload an image that you already have ready to use as a background, or you can simply change the color. And there you have it. I'm happy with the design. I already previewed it. I know how it's going to look. I know that all the elements are working properly. And now I just need to publish tab, and this will automatically publish the tab to the desired Facebook page. All right, there is one more thing I want to show you before we go. As you saw in the previous example, we used a custom tab, which is basically a blank canvas that lets you build whatever you want. Now, there are other types of campaigns like the quiz contest where we create some of the elements for you. Let me show you. I'm going back to the Hobbit quiz contest campaign to show you this. If I move to the quiz canvas, we'll see that there are a few elements here, like these buttons at the top, which link to the results or the rules page or the main widget for the quiz. Even though these elements have been already created for you, they are totally customizable. If you select one of these buttons, you'll see that you can change the font, the color, the background color, you can change the opacity, the gradient, and you can also reposition them in your layout. And the same thing for the main element. You can select it and you can resize it, or you can reposition. But what if I wanted to customize these elements inside? I mentioned this before in the video, the three tabs, the entrance, the quiz, and the results. And all these elements inside are also customizable even though they have been created for you. By double clicking each one of these elements, now I can move things around and I can customize their fonts, the style, the background, the padding, all those things, the color of the font, and I can move things around however I want. I can even bring in other widgets and insert them inside here. You'll find this type of elements in special campaigns like the quiz contest or the photo contest. And finally, if you ever need help understanding some of these controls, some of these tools, you can always come to tutorial, and we have created a little tour that shows you the different things and what they do. And that's the tour of the editor. Now you know where everything is located and how it works. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.